We're the Clarkson Jungle, and this is State Champs. Yeah!
Hi everyone, and welcome into another edition of the State Champs High School Sports Show right here on Local 4 WDIV, presented by Lawrence Technological University. I'm Patty Cesarini, and I'm coming to you from the Dan 5 Fieldhouse, the home of the Clarkson Wolves, where the volleyball team will play host to Bloomfield Hills in a volleyball match that could shape the playoff picture as we head into November. Also on today's show, Lauren Withrow goes back to her roots and her alma mater, Cranbrook, for a boys tennis story driven by a little revenge. Alan True and Grant Perry are back with fresh recruiting news on the pipeline, and we've got all the best action from the gridiron, including a KLAA West rivalry showdown between Brighton and Howell, a rematch of last year's district final. And it's high school football, and now it's time to let our cameras do what they do best. Here's Ryan Slocum with the hit list.
We begin with the showdown of unbeatens in the Catholic League Intersectional 1 Division. Ann Arbor Gabriel Richard taking on Macomb Lutheran North. Both teams coming in at 7-0. Gabriel Richard hadn't beaten Lutheran North in 6 years. But that changes here. Matthew Hobin, the Wayne State commit, had 3 tutties, and James Milanovic joined the party as well. Both got to rock the "Got That Dog in Me" chain as the Fighting Irish win it 44-19. They're heading to the Prep Bowl next week at Ford Field to take on Allen Park Cabrini. Next, we had a non-conference showdown between Marine City and the defending Division 5 state champs Notre Dame Prep. After starting the campaign 1-2, the Fighting Irish have been on a roll. They win 21-12, their 5th straight dub, and they improve to 6-2 on the season. To the MAC, red-white crossover, St. Clair Shores Lakeview facing Utica Eisenhower. Lakeview keep their momentum going, beating Ike 30-27. The Huskies are now winners of 4 straight. Let's head up I-75 for the battle between Grand Blanc and Davison. GB put up 35 first-half points en route to a 57-29 victory over the Cardinals. The Bobcats are surging, undefeated at 8-0. We could see a rematch between these two come district time. A packed house in the Huron League as undefeated Monroe Jefferson hosted Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central. Jefferson hasn't been 8-0 since 1993. Luke Boudry evades the sack and finds Brent Genoe late in the third to put Jefferson up 15-14. But with 55 ticks on the clock, St. Mary's Cole Reinhardt takes it to the crib. A 27-yard touchdown up the middle to grab a 20-15 lead. And they would hold on to hand Jefferson its first loss of the season. Final score, 20-15. Out west, Grand Rapids Catholic Central, one of the top teams in D5, went on the road to face Grand Rapids Northview. CC is on a mission. 35-7 is the final. They remain undefeated on the year and will wrap up the regular season next week against South Christian. In 8-player action, North Point Christian taking on Calvin Christian. North Point rolls 28-12. They get back to 500 at 4-4. Finally, back to Ford Field for the Detroit Public School League Championships. In the Blue Division game, Denby taking on Pershing. After trailing 6-0 early, Denby storms back with 3 unanswered touchdowns. They win it 20-6, and they claim the PSL Blue Division crown. And in the nightcap, round 2 between Caztech and King. The Technicians, looking for their 3rd straight win over the Crusaders. Our Mr. Football candidate, C.J. Sadler, made the big play to give Cass a 14-13 lead at the break. King answered in the 3rd. They went up 19-14, but Cass responds with 3 more scores. They win 35-19 to take home the city championship. For more coverage throughout the weekend, head over to our State Champs Michigan social media channels. They are at State Champs Mich.
Here at the Cranbrook Kingswood Tennis Facility, I'm Lauren Withrow. Cranbrook boys tennis hasn't lost much this season. In fact, they've only dropped one single match. Coach Steve Hurtowisa says it's because this year's roster is absolutely stacked from top to bottom. Leading the way are two senior captains, Jace Bernard and Kenneth Hu. They're holding down the number 1 and 3 singles spots respectively. Those two agree. This is a tennis team with absolutely no weak spots.
My coach Steve say we have a deep team every year, but I really truly believe that this year is the deepest team we've ever had.
One singles all the way through, our alternates are really solid players. So I think that's what we hang our hat on, is the strength of our depth.
Now in his 12th season at Cranbrook, Hurtowisa has already collected 5 state championships as head coach and 7 total on staff for the Cranes. He credits leaders like senior captain Jace Bernard for making this his most well-rounded team yet.
This last year, I mean, he really worked hard at every aspect of his game. You know, he addressed the weaknesses he had in his game. He addressed the mental side of it, working with a mental coach. He earned this one single spot, and this is the best I've ever seen him play, honestly.
I remember when I was a freshman what I wanted to hear and what I wanted my captain to be to me. So I'm always trying to be positive and helpful to other players and be someone that they can lead by example.
Bernard's co-captain, Kenneth Hu, has walked a similar climb, from bottom of the lineup to one of the state's best singles players.
Kenneth is, I would say, a very passionate, emotional kind of player, and I think that works to his advantage because he cares so much. That's the great thing about the players on our team, is they really have a team-first mentality.
The moment you get caught slacking down a little bit, you know, the opponent catches up and it's like tides. It's hard to change back in momentum.
That mentality starts with how they push each other in practice, where every set feels like a state championship match.
The other day, they went at each other, you know, on the practice court, and they were questioning line calls. And I love it because to me, it shows that they care and they want to push each other. They get on the court and, you know, they work hard and they compete, but they don't take it off the court.
It gets loud. Everybody's going head to head, and we all just want to win and get better. So we're all pushing each other, and it gets really competitive.
Cranbrook won the MHSAA D3 state title in 2023 and fell just short, finishing runner-up right here at their home courts last season. Now, back as the state title favorite, Cranes are looking for redemption. And as always, they're aiming high.
No one likes being second. They say you're the biggest loser if you're second place, you know.
As 4-year varsity seniors, both Hu and Bernard are motivated by both the highs and lows.
These tough losses are what makes us stronger and even working harder.
I know how good it feels to win and how bad it feels to lose. We really want to be on the good side of it, so we're going to do everything we can to get on the right side of things this year.
Cranes have already claimed this year's Division III regional crown and head into the state championship as the #1 ranked team in D3. For the first time, all divisions will compete together at the Midland Tennis Center. The Cranes will look to finish what they started when they take the court on October 24th. I'm Lauren Withrow for State Champs.
What's up, Michigan football fans? I'm Lauren Plant. You know the deal. The State Champs Mr. Football and Anvil Award races are heating up, but it's all powered by Hungry Howie's, the original flavored crust pizza. We're deep in the season and things are getting real. Every week on our State Champs YouTube channel and across our socials, we go in depth with the best, the top 10 ballers battling it out for statewide glory. My guy Sean Belizean is pulling double duty now, taking over State Champ scores, still driving our Mr. Football breakdowns. Sean, who are we spotlighting this week?
How about the electric senior from Walled Lake Western, 5'8", 165-pounder, Donovan Triplett. He is a guy to keep an eye on every week, putting up record-breaking numbers.
And don't forget, the Anvil Award is where the big dogs eat. We're talking the meanest, toughest linemen in the state, the guys who make football, and no one breaks down the trenches like Michigan High School Football Coaches Hall of Famer Tim Beckler. Coach, who are we locking on this week?
We are talking about a great offensive tackle, Khalif Canty, 6'5", 305 pounds from Detroit Cass Tech.
Here's the scoop. After the football district finals, we're locking in our top 10 for both lists, for both awards. So if you think we've missed your guy. Don't sit quiet. Hit us up at statechampsnetwork.com or drop your takes on any of our social channels. Coming up next, The Pipeline. Grant Perry and 24/7's Alan True have the latest recruiting buzz from around Michigan, so sit right here. State Champs rolls on right after the break.
In a world where the magic of movies transports us to new realms, there exists a place where curiosity takes flight. Lawrence Technological University, where curiosity isn't just encouraged, it's celebrated. Here, minds ignite and dreams take shape, where innovation isn't just a buzzword, it's a way of life. Explore the magic of discovery. Experience the wonder of Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold.
Hungry Howie's.
And welcome back into State Champs. And look who I came across. Robbie, what do you got for us?
Well, Patty, I think it's that time. It's time to run it back, and let's start right here in the gym of the Clarkston Wolves. Here we go. The energy is sky high in the OAA as we hit the volleyball court for a clash of titans. Bloomfield Hills versus Clarkston. Two Player of the Year candidates, Kayla Nabwazi for the Blackhawks, Marley Smith for the Wolves, and it would be Nabwazi stepping up and delivering the Blackhawks victory. Talk about momentum with the state tournament just weeks away. We're staying on the hardwood over to a Blue Water Area Conference showdown. North Branch versus Richmond. The Lady Broncos on a mission for their third Division II state title in 4 years. And they mean business. They dominate with a clean 3-set sweep. Now let's switch gears. History in the making. This is the first year the MHSAA is sanctioning field hockey. Regional semifinal, Detroit Country Day versus Grosse Pointe South. It's a battle to the end, and Detroit Country Day comes out on top 1-0 to punch their ticket to Monday's regional final at Liggett. Trophies on the line in boys soccer districts. Division I, U of D Jesuit and Grosse Pointe South going toe-to-toe in a defensive dogfight. Only one goal all night, and it's off the boot of Vasco Mara. U of D moves on with a 1-0 shutout. We head south to Gibraltar Carlson for the D2 district final. Melvindale versus Cesar Chavez. The Cardinals take control and never let go. A 4-1 statement win, now 16-3-1 on the season, and they're off to face Divine Child in Tuesday's regional semi. And finally, drama in Division IV, Oakland Christian versus Lutheran Northwest. They trade goals 1-1 after regulation. Overtime, scoreless. So we go to penalty kicks, and it's a thriller all the way to kick number 12. Blake Martin calls game. OC wins it 6-5 in PKs, and they're heading to the regional semis. For more highlights, big plays, follow State Champs on all socials at State Champs Mish.
Hello and welcome in to another episode of The Pipeline. We have more recruiting news from around the state of Michigan. I'm Grant Perry, and I'm here, as always, with my partner, Alan True, Director and Recruiting Analyst for 24/7 Sports. Now, Alan, let's get right into it. There's been some big news in the college football world, which obviously affects the high school recruits. Penn State, James Franklin, there's been a separation there. Who does that affect here in local in Michigan? There's, a school at Catholic Central. They have a pretty big recruit on that offensive line. Talk a little bit about Benny Azuka and what you've seen on social media and his status with Penn State.
Benny is the one Penn State commit from the state of Michigan, so he's affected right now. He posted as several Penn State commits did. They're going to take a look at some schools. That doesn't mean they're decommitted. I think they're just lining up some backup options and kind of reopening some dialogue with schools just in case what happens at Penn State doesn't suit them coming up. From sources that I have close to Benny, it sounds like his preference is to stay with Penn State. So,
well, that'll be a story to keep an eye on for sure, Alan. Now, we don't have to travel too much further for our next recruit. He's actually at the same school, skill position, fast kid, and Samson Gash, committed to Michigan State. But there's some also, there's some down south talk lately. What have you heard from Samson Gash?
Yeah, so when he committed to Michigan State, he had just gone down to Alabama and picked up an offer at camp, came back committed to the Spartans, and Alabama stayed on him a little bit, but they've stayed in touch. And I think with the season that he's had at Catholic Central, they've turned up the heat a little bit. So he's going to take an official visit down to Alabama.
He's Alan True. I'm Grant Perry. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on another episode of The Pipeline, giving you all the Michigan recruiting news.
Hi everybody, I'm here with Sam Bentley, a football and lacrosse player at Ypsilanti Lincoln. Sam, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with me today.
Yeah, of course.
So tell me a little bit about your leadership background prior to being in the Student Advisory Council.
So I was a captain on my varsity lacrosse and football team the past seasons, and I was the president of my class for the past 2 years. I'm on NHS, and I try to be a leader on my community and school.
So then how did you feel that being a part of this advisory council and maybe some of the new leadership skills and tools that you've picked up there, how have you seen it just elevate your leadership now in football and lacrosse and in the community?
I've seen how all the other students are leaders. I've learned a lot from being on this council, and it does translate to my school, to my team. It helps me have a voice in the decisions that I can make in the teamwork that we have.
I'm going to put the serious questions aside for now. I want to get into some fun questions, some this or that style. So it is going to be football themed. So the first one that I've got for you is NFL or college football?
College football.
Field goal or go for it on 4th down?
Gotta go for it.
And then the last one that I've got for you, Travis Kelce or Rob Gronkowski?
Oh, Rob Gronkowski, for sure.
Well, Sam, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with me here today.
Yeah, anytime.
High school sports fans, we are vastly approaching 300,000 followers on all social media platforms, and we need your help to get that extra 5,000. Go follow us at State Champs Mich on all social media platforms.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
At Alto Equipment, we know when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Alto Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction, including Volvo, Leeboy, Sonnenbogen, Avant, ASV, and more to provide the state of Michigan with industry-leading service and support. Alto Equipment services all makes and models, and their technicians are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do you have a big project? Alta Rents has you covered with the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic. Time now to check this out. powered by Lawrence Technological University. Did you know Lawrence Tech is home to one of the only women's college hockey programs in Metro Detroit? Second-year head coach Alexis Bollinger is building something fierce.
I played college hockey in Minnesota, and to be honest, when I got out of college, I didn't really know what to do with myself as a career, so I sort of found myself in a coaching position at my former high school, University Liggett, and I loved it. I thought I was pretty good at it, and I've continued to develop myself as a coach throughout the years. Coaching hockey has been one of those jobs that feels more like a calling than an occupation for me, and I don't know what else I'd be doing if I wasn't coaching girls hockey.
Bollinger brings Division III discipline to the Blue Devils ACHA program with a structure that mirrors NCAA-level competition. Tough practices, heavy conditioning, and a focus on excellence in both hockey and academics.
Kids are going to come out of college and have great job opportunities. They're going to have coaches that care. If we can get the word out there and get kids coming to school here, this is going to be a really special program 5-10 years down the road.
What kind of student athlete thrives here? Coach Bollinger says it's the player who shows up every day ready to work on the ice and in the classroom.
We have a group of very academically driven students. They're on the bus doing their homework. They're at the hotel doing their homework. I never see them without a book in their hand if they're not on the ice. So I would say highly motivated student athletes will do really well here.
If you're ready to be a part of something special, recruit yourself today at lturecruityourself.com. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another one of our Volleyball Player of the Year Award updates presented by Michigan Elite Volleyball. Alongside Ren McCulley, I'm Patty Cesarini, and thank you so much for being here with us today. Ren, we have got some changes. Yep. We are adding Sophia Smith to our list. She's a 6th rotation right side at Marion. Let's talk about how impressive it is for a right side to be playing the back row.
Yeah, you never see a right side play 6 rotations, right? Usually that setter goes in, right side comes out. They're usually only front row players, right? But to have a right side play 6 rows, that's gonna change up everything with your offense, right? It opens up so many new plays out of the back row and front row, but it's also gonna throw the defense off on the other team. Yep. It's such a great thing to have.
And right now, this year, she is a junior, but will be taking her talents in a couple of years to Boston College. Now remember that you can cast your vote at statechampsnetwork.com, and we will see you next time.
Hey, we're from Ann Arbor, Frolic Richard, and for the best high school sports coverage, go to State Champs, and you already know they have the best social media out there.
Like and subscribe to State Champs.
What's more authentic than a hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold.
Hungry
Howie's.
Your curiosity takes shape, drawing you into the unknown, where the science and art of tomorrow are waiting for you. You'll find your calling is closer than imagined. The College of Arts and Sciences at Lawrence Technological University has all the technology and tools to make magic. Be curious. Make magic.
Hi everyone, welcome back into State Champs. Our Game Time Live has not disappointed this season. The drama, the upsets, the title chases, and this Friday was no different. Did Brighton keep their perfect league record intact, or did Howell reclaim what was theirs last year? Who punched their ticket to the KLAA championship game? Let's find out. Ryan Slocum and Grant Perry had the call.
And you see Brighton, they're trying to come down with a 5-down line in front here, but it's just not quite being effective versus the run.
That was the big tight end, Brody Stack, that time.
Now here we go to the outside. That's going to be a score. Touchdown. Second down, goal to go from the 3. How about the bounce off and a touchdown? One more time. Deuces. It's Kish. Touchdown, Howell. Little misdirection. It's Nas. He's in there again. Touchdown, Brighton.
Dom Nas with the equalizer.
4:30 to play in the third. Once again, the big fella. And he says, deuces. Kish to the crib. Touchdown. Howell. It's 4th down. Goal to go. Dom Augusta steps up, has a man over the middle. He's got him. Touchdown. Once again, Brighton with new life. Down to 10. Snap comes over the middle, and it's picked off. That'll do it. Interception by Howell, and they are going to lock this game up. Howell knocks off Brighton in Brighton, 37-28. Hey, another fantastic game out in Livingston County. You always get great action out there. And Rob, another great week all across the great state of Michigan, and especially here on the Score.
Tonight, Sean, you got a taste what I get to do every week. You're usually out on the battlefield calling the game. It's fun, isn't it? You get to watch all these different games, different styles, offenses and defenses. You see the crowds, the band, everything. It's quite a spectacle, and we bring it to you every week.
It was a great time. And we'll see you next week as well on the State Champs Network and Local 4 Plus. Make sure to check out Game Time Live and The Score on Friday nights. Until next week, I'm Sean Belegian saying, see ya.
And that's all we've got for you here on this edition of the State Champs High School Sports Show, powered by Lawrence Technological University. Next week, we'll highlight one of the hottest football teams in the state of Michigan, and we will also break down the boys soccer regionals. In probably the warmest fall sports state championship weekend in at least a decade, good luck to all the golfers teeing it up in the girls golf state finals. And the same for the tennis squads, chasing championship hardware as the boys tennis state finals get underway. We'll find out next week who gets to call themselves the first official 2025 state champs. I'm Patty Cesarini. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
State Champs High School Sports Show on Local 4 WDIV is presented by Lawrence Technological University. With over 24 NAIA varsity sports, we want you to recruit yourself at LTURecruitYourself.com. State Champs is also brought to you by Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor. The Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, proud partner of the MHSAA. Alta Equipment Company, Michigan's #1 construction equipment provider. Get the right equipment for your project every time with Alta Equipment. And Michigan Elite Volleyball Academy, consistently developing players at the highest level of amateur competition.